Have you ever sent an email out and then worried whether it sounded rude? Was the tone right? Did it sound arrogant? Was it aggressive? Did I make mistakes? Yes, been there, done that. Well, I have. So many times. Was it rude? Did it sound unprofessional? Too aggressive? Was it arrogant? Was it unprofessional? Well, been there, done that. Yes, have you experienced the same thing? Well, I certainly have. Or have you ever been in a meeting but you didn't really speak, or you hesitated to speak because you were not sure of what to say? You weren't sure how to express yourself. You weren't really confident whether you could get the right words out. Again, have you been there, experienced that? Yes? Again, I have as well. And I'm here to help you. Maybe when you get on a phone call or you answer the phone, you don't know what to say. How do you greet the other person? How do you say your name? Do you relate to that? Are you thinking, yes, that's me. I have that problem. I'm not sure what to say. I'm not sure how to get my emails right. I'm not sure how to speak at a meeting. I'm not sure how to answer the phone. Well, if so, you're in the right place. This video is going to help you correct those things. Yes? So if you think it's going to help you, please put a comment in right now saying, yes, I think this video will help me for sure. So this video is about how to master workplace communications, emails, phone calls, and meetings. It's linked a little bit to the video we did earlier, which was how to speak professionally. So if you didn't watch that one, do watch it, because that's going to augment your learning. That's going to help you even more. So back to our particular video. So if these challenges sound familiar, the good news is you're not alone. Lots of young people like you face these challenges. Workplace communication can be difficult, but it doesn't have to be. And it's a problem that can definitely be solved. So welcome to my channel, Learning with Sanjeev. I'm really happy and grateful that you're here with me to learn something and to watch this video. So thanks so much for being here. Are you ready to transform your life? But shh, it's powerful stuff. Okay, let's start there. So how do we write a professional email? So first of all, make sure that you always have a salutation at the start of the email. If you're writing to me and you know me, dear Sanjeev, or hi Sanjeev. Let's not say hey Sanjeev. Hi Sanjeev, good. Dear Sanjeev, good. If you have never met before, yeah, you could still say dear Sanjeev, but if you want to be safe, you could say dear Mr. Jayaratnam, because that's my surname, right? Or if you don't know my name at all, or if you could say dear sir. That's what I do. If I'm not sure of the person's name, but I know is a man, I could say dear sir. If I know it's a lady for sure, dear madam. If I'm not sure whether it's a lady or a gentleman, dear sir or madam. And but of course that will be a very general email, it not very personalized at all. It's obviously not personalized. So better to find out who is the person I'm writing to. At least is the male or a female, and try to find out the name. But if you can't, those are some other options that we can try. But never send out an email without a salutation. It's really, I think, unprofessional. So what does an email without a salutation mean? There's no dear sir, dear no, dear Sanjeev, dear George, whatever, dear Mrs. Henry, nothing. It's just immediately you're going into the body of the email. Not too great. So like you can correct that. Easy, quick win to have. Other examples. So an email makes us look either professional or unprofessional, right? Because they're not hearing your voice, they're not seeing your face, they're just reading what you have written. And that is basically telling someone everything that they need to know to make up their mind about the sender of this email. Who is this person? Is he a professional? Is he disciplined? Does he take care about what he's doing? Is he trying to not make mistakes? Is he careful about his work? All of these things can be interpreted from the email that I send or you send. So many people make mistakes that make their emails sound rude, unclear, unprofessional, or too casual. So an example of a bad email. Hey, I need the report ASAP. Send it fast. So this email has no greeting, as I said earlier, no salutation, is too demanding, and also doesn't set a clear deadline. ASAP is really bad because as soon as possible means nothing. I know we all use it, but it means nothing. As soon as possible to me could mean I want it in a week, but when you read it, ASAP, as soon as possible, to you as soon as possible could be in a month. So when you think you're going to give it to me in a month and I'm expecting it in a week, well, it's not going to be very nice, isn't it? Because I'm expecting something that you're not going to deliver, or you're expecting something that I won't deliver. Because we have both understood what ASAP means in different ways. So let's not say ASAP, but say, can I please have this? by the end of this week or by this particular day, by the 27th of February. So a better version of that bad email, hey, I need the report ASAP, send it fast. Could be something like this. Hi, Sanjeev, I hope you're doing well. Could you please send me the sales report by the 27th of February. Let me know if you need any further information. Thanks so much for your help. Best regards. As if you're Rohan and you're writing to me. So the email structure you should follow. Always have a greeting. Always start with hi and the person's name, or dear and the person's name for a formal email. Purpose. Be clear about why you're writing. So have a clear subject. Have the subject line clear. Don't just keep forwarding and re-forwarding and re-forwarding somebody's email, because maybe that email started with a particular subject. Now that subject is no longer what's been discussed, but we are still having that subject, the original subject, in the subject line. You know what I'm talking about, right? So initially, let's say it was okay about the sales report, but now it is no longer discussing about the sales report, but now we're discussing about the sales conference. Right, so that's the discussion now, but the title still goes as sales report because it has been forwarded and re-forwarded. Yeah, so have the purpose clear. Make sure the purpose is clear. What is this email about? Yeah, include important information in a structured way. So don't have everything in one large paragraph, but break it into sections. If it's a long email, have plenty of white space. If there are multiple points, you might want to have a list, a numbered list or bullet points, something to make it really easy to read. When something written is easy to read, one, people will read it. Two, they will understand it. Three, there's a much higher likelihood that they're actually going to do what you want them to do. So, many wins. Finally, clearly mention what you need the recipient to do. And there's a train of thought. Some people have suggested this, that right at the top of the email, where you say, dear Sanjeev, or hi Sanjeev, I hope you're doing well. Could you please send me the sales report? So there actually we got right to the point. Sometimes we would give the background before we come to the point. So we'd say, hi Sanjeev, I hope you're doing well. You know that we are having our sales meeting next week. And you know that, chairman and the managing director are going to come for this meeting. I had to present information on the sales figures of the last quarter with a monthly breakdown. So could you please send me the sales report by the 27th of February? So I'm coming to the point right at the end, but I could come to the point at the beginning. I could say, hi Sanjeev, I hope you're doing well. Could you please send me the sales report for the last quarter by the 27th of February? And then you go on to a point. I need this because we're having our sales meeting on such and such a day. And as you know, chairman and MD will be present. And this is what I need to present to them. So I'd really appreciate your help. So you get to the point fast. So the person looking at the email knows, this is what this guy wants. Okay, let me see if I can give it to him. Easy. So we were discussing, have a greeting. Purpose should be clear, have the important information, have a lot of white space, structure it nicely, maybe bullet points, maybe a numbered list. Action, clearly mention what you want the recipient of this email to do. And don't forget to end it nicely. Thank you so much. See, thank you doesn't cost us anything to say, and it makes a big difference to the recipient, the person reading the email. We are being polite. We are grateful for their help. Thank you so much for your help. Thanks in advance. I really appreciate your help on this. And then maybe best regards, professional, warm, confident, all good things. So common mistakes to avoid in emails. Don't put please revert back. It's a wrong usage. We could say please reply or please let me know. Thanks so much. Please don't use all caps or capital letters in the email, because people read it and understand it as why are we shouting at them? Yeah, it sounds really rude. So don't put in capital letters, please send me the report now. It's like I'm shouting at you. Please send me the report now. Very rude. Yeah. I need this now. Also sounds rude and sounds a little, it's a little too direct, isn't it? Instead, we could be polite. And say, could you please send this by today? Instead of, I need this now. I would really appreciate if you could send me this report today. Much nicer. Much nicer, isn't it? So by following this little structure, emails are going to sound more professional and finally get better responses, which is what we want. Number 2, how do we speak confidently in meetings? No better way than to be prepared. So think about what are the meetings you have today, what questions are going to be asked, prepare for those questions, have the numbers, have the statistics. So you be the most prepared person at that meeting. You'll automatically become the star. Then, as we said in the earlier video, which I hope you watched, right? You could plan what your responses are going to be. How will you say this? What words will you use? Practice it in your mind. Maybe even peek and record yourself and listen. Make sure you're not using filler words and things so that finally at the meeting you sound more professional. So a few other things. Don't say I think too much. No, it makes us sound unsure, isn't it? I think this might be a good idea. Why do you want to say I think? This is a good idea. Or this is a strong approach. Or this is a good idea because it has been proven to work in the past. Another mistake, which we addressed in the earlier video as well, is speaking too softly or speaking too fast. You speak too fast, people can't follow what you're saying. You speak too softly, it's really frustrating because people can't hear what you're saying. So fix both those issues, please, if that's something that you commonly do. So what we can do, again, record yourself, make sure you can understand what you're saying, make sure you're not speaking too fast, and try to project. Make sure that you are heard, you're speaking, right? So because volume increases the impact that we make, increases our presence, makes our presence felt, right? Gives us more power as well. A good thing. Not to shout, I'm not saying to shout, but speak with impact, speak with presence, speak with power. And how do you actually get into a conversation at a meeting? How do you actually add your points? How do you make your presence felt? When you want to add an idea, a nice way is to say, I'd like to add something here if I may. Could I please add something to the discussion? I'd like to add something. Good. When you want to disagree politely, a nice way is to say, that's a great point, but I'd like to suggest a different approach. That sounds great, but why don't we also consider this? Right? So that's not, when you say it like that, you're not really cutting down the person who made the first point or gave the first idea and making that person sound stupid or seem stupid. Yes, if I say something like, oh, that's an awful idea, why don't we look at this? Makes us very rude, very aggressive, very arrogant, isn't it? And nobody likes that. Yeah, so thank you for that point. It's great. I'd like to suggest an alternative. I'd like us to just focus on something else as well. It's a nicer way of saying it. And when you need clarification, what we could say is, could you explain that once more, please? Or could you explain that in more detail? Or I'd like to hear a few more examples about that point that you made. So an example of a really bad meeting response is something like this. I think maybe we should change the strategy. So you're neither here nor there. Are you saying to change or are you not saying to change? Are you definite? Are you clear? Are you confident? Yes, so much better way of responding is, based on our previous results, changing the strategy would help us achieve better outcomes. So what can we do to correct this? Before meeting, prepare, think what's going to happen at this meeting, because meetings in the workplace generally follow the same path, follow the same pattern, follow the same structure, a similar type of problems are discussed, right? It's easy to try to plan for it, isn't it? So prepare 3 key sentences you might want to say. How do you ask for questions? How do you ask once you have presented something? How do you ask the other people at the meeting whether they have any questions? How could you ask a question for somebody else who's presenting something? How could you ask for more clarifications? How could you politely add your thoughts to the meeting? Just plan for it. And then remember, not too fast, not too slow, just right in terms of speed. Not too soft, not too loud, just right in terms of volume. And try not to use the filler words. Okay, the third one, how do you handle phone calls in a professional way? So lots of people feel nervous about answering the phone at work because they're not sure how to start a conversation, they're not sure what to say, but don't worry. I'll show you a simple way of how to handle phone calls like the professional you are. Or the proper way to start a phone call when you're at work. Hello, this is Sanjeev from Revelations Professional Education. That's my company. So let me say that again. Hello, this is Sanjeev from Revelations. How can I help you today? Good morning. This is Sanjeev. May I know whom I'm speaking with? Good morning. This is Sanjeev. May I know whom I'm speaking with? You're making a call to someone else. So common mistakes that people make on calls, answering casually. Hello? Yeah, who's this? Who's speaking? A little rude and also informal, isn't it? Speaking too fast. Hi, this is Sanjeev from Revelations. How can I help you? And the person on the other end, sorry, what was that? It's just too fast. Yeah, sounding uninterested is another mistake. Yeah, what do you want? And lots of people do this, where we transfer the call without even listening to the person who's speaking to us and allowing that person to complete his conversation in mid-sentence. While that person says, can I speak to, you have already transferred the call. Have you been on the other end of a call like this? Extremely annoying and frustrating, isn't it? Because now somebody else picks up the phone and you have to go through the whole introduction again. Hi, I'm Sanjeev. I'm trying to talk to some somebody in sales, and before you could say, it's been transferred again. Very annoying, right? So be polite always. Listen to what the person is saying and then say, I'm sorry, I'm not the right person to help you with this. Could I please transfer your call? And give the name of a person. Can I please transfer your call to Sanjeev, who actually handles sales in our company? And I can see that he's at his desk. I'll transfer this call right now. Do hold on, madam, or do hold on, sir. Transfer the call. So let's not get it wrong. Saying sir or madam doesn't cost us anything. But it's a nice way of greeting someone. It's a nice way of honoring someone. It's a nice way of giving respect to someone. And isn't that something that all of us South Asians are known for? Giving respect to people. Good things, right? So let's keep the good things. Few other tips on how to speak on the phone. Smiling while speaking changes your tone of voice. Gives you confidence to speak. Makes you sound so much friendlier. Makes you seem more friendly. Makes you seem confident. All good things. Smile while talking. If it's an important phone call, stand up and speak, because that's going to increase your energy levels. Don't speak on the phone like this, so with one hand like that, because the very act of folding your arms makes you closed, makes our thinking closed, right? Makes us sound and be defensive. So open posture. Hello, hi. This is Sanjeev. How can I help you? Speak slowly and clearly. Don't rush what you're saying, and use polite phrases. If you didn't hear something clearly, you could always say in any situation, even with some very senior person, could you repeat that please? I didn't quite understand you there. And that's fine, because everyone wants to be understood. If you are telling them politely, I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said, it shows that we want to understand. We want to help. And therefore we're asking the question. Nothing wrong in that. Before finalizing information, let's say the customers gave us a lot of information. Before ending the call, we could always repeat this information back. So we could say before completing the call, madam, could I just repeat what you said? So you're Fernando, you're from such and such a place, and you have a problem with your TV. And you would like someone to visit your residence between 1 and 4 p.m. today. Have I got that right, madam? Yes? Great. Finally, an example of a professional telephone conversation. The caller says, hello, I need some information about our project timeline. And we respond very nicely, very professionally, sure, I'd be happy to help. Could you please share the details of your request? Wow, nice, isn't it? Another example. The caller says, I need to know when the final report will be ready. And our response, I'm happy to say the final report is scheduled for completion by next Monday. I'll follow up with the team and update you if there are any changes. Sounds great. All right, you're good to go. We learned how to make good telephone calls, emails, right? How to send out a professional email. Yeah, and one more thing on an email. Before pressing that send button and trying desperately to recall the message if you made a mistake, right? Read it out aloud once, twice, 3 times before you send it out. Not read it with your eyes, but read it out with your lips, with your mouth, so that you can hear what you're saying. You can hear the words you're using. And you can also hear the tone and then change it. If you feel either it's too soft, or it's too aggressive, it's too arrogant, whatever it is, right? It's too rude, you can always then change it. So read it out aloud. That's something I found works for me. And I'm sure it will work for you as well. Okay then. We have discussed how to have some professional communications at meetings, with emails, and with a telephone conversation. Do let me know if I can help you further in any way here. Do let me know in the comments as well how this is going to help you, what change it's going to make in your business and professional life. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. It's been really great having you with me. I'm Sanjeev. Till the next time, stay safe and stay blessed. Have an awesome day.